we are going to do something digitally with Sketches to prepare for our next project. So you can see I'm logged into Schoology. I'm going to open up my art course. And in my art course is at the top is a folder called Stars and Constellations, which is what we're working on. I have loaded 2 files in here. It says Signs 1 and Signs 2, and I want you to find the image that has your star sign on it. So you can see this one has Scorpio, Cancer, Leo, Gemini, Capricorn, and Virgo. That's not mine, so I'm going to go back and choose the other one. Whoops, same one. Signs 2 has Sagittarius, Pisces, Aquarius, Libra, Aries, and Taurus. I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm going to select the photo, and I want to. I held it down until this popped up. I'm going to click Save Image, so it'll save it to my photo library. I'm going to close out my Chrome app and go into Sketches. Now mine's a little bit different because I have Pro and you guys have the regular, but we're going to use it just like with the tools that you have. So here we are in Sketches, and what I want to do is at the top of Sketches are 3 little dots where I can choose all of from these different tools, and I want to choose the downward arrow. You guys probably know how to do this, and I want to import a photo. But actually, before I do that, I want to make sure that if you look over here in the top right corner are a little stack of papers icon. And I want to make sure I'm on the bottom layer. So I'm going to touch it and move that red bar to the bottom layer. Okay. And now I'm going to choose that downward facing arrow, select from photos, and I'm going to choose these star signs. Now I want to be able to see just my star sign really big. So it has imported, and I want to make it bigger where mine is the biggest on the page, like this. So I just see my star sign. And when I'm done, at the bottom, there's a check mark. I'm going to check that so it's locked into that size. I'm going to open up my layers again over here, and I want to click the padlock so I can lock that bottom layer. So I'm not drawing on it, and I'm going to touch the top layer. So I want to draw on the top layer. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to choose a color that's different than this blue background, and so I think it's Valentine's. I'm going to draw in pink today. And what I want to do is choose a marker tool or a brush tool. I would like to use a marker tool. And I want to break down the sign. There's 2 parts to this image that we're looking at. There's the figure that the artist has made of the Sagittarius, right? The man horse. And there's also the constellation. And I want to look at both because we're going to be creating both in our sketchbooks, in our real sketchbooks. But we're going to use this Sketches app to help us break down. I'm going to look at the size of my brush. This is my opacity, is how dark my I have the opacity set at 100% so it's nice and solid on top of the image. And I want my brush size to be kind of medium. I don't want it too big, so I want to be able to have some details. So the first thing I want to do is kind of look and break down my image into shape. Oops, that's too big. Too big brush size. Let's make that a lot smaller. Break down my image into shapes that I'm going to then repeat in my sketchbook. So I know there's a shape here that I want to have. There's a shape here that I want to break down. I know this is part of his arm here too. I've got this nice long shape over here that's this part of his arm. Got kind of an oval shape here. I've got the back of the horse. Right, and then we've got these legs. So many times we want to try to draw the whole outline in one line, and we really need to be thinking about our objects broken down into shapes. Not only when we're looking at them two-dimensionally like this, but when you're looking at something in real life. With your mind, break down the object into shapes so that it's easier to transfer that onto paper. Notice some of my shapes are overlapping, and that's okay because I can erase the overlapping lines later. I definitely want to have his bow and arrow. That's important part of the constellation. So I'm going to kind of look at that shape a little bit. You know, and you can make your own interpretation of exactly what this is going to look like. But that's the main lines I'm going to draw. So now I can come in here and I can click the eyeball on my bottom layer. And now all I see is the shapes I need to draw in my sketchbook. And so I want to transfer this, filling a whole page in my sketchbook, nice and big, and we'll have a video showing how to do that next.